So, as promised, I decided I'm gonna start doing this thing I'm gonna call Second Saturday Stories, right? And basically, I've had so much kind of crazy, like fucked up, funny shit happen, like throughout just the course of my life, just in general. I decided I wanted to try to document some of it because a lot of my jokes, my material comes from a lot of the crazy shit that happens. And then sometimes I be forgetting shit. Like I have conversations with people and then all of a sudden I remember a bunch of shit. If there's a bunch of noise in the background, I'm at the car wash right now. So, and my hair's all busted. I'm about to go get my hair done. I'm about to do a show a little bit later, so that's all good. But today what I wanted to do is I wanted to share a story from when me and my friends burnt down a playground. And it sounds really shitty, but honestly it really wasn't us trying to burn the playground down. Like it was a series of events that happened. So I'm gonna try to do this every second Saturday. Hopefully I'm gonna get some video production into it, so I might get the next one animated. I don't know, I'm gonna figure it out. So let's get in with the story real quick. So basically what happened was I'm about 11 or 12, and I grew up most of my life in apartments, right? Like I don't come from like a rich family or anything like that. Good family, but not, you know, a lot of money. So living in these little apartments, hanging out with a bunch of neighborhood kids, and we all, you know, coming from low income families. So you get a bunch of kids that don't got a bunch of shit to do, right? And no money, then they're gonna find something to do. So what we used to do is back in the day, we used to watch a lot of wrestling. So we would kind of throw on these little like wannabe WrestleMania events, right? Where like somebody be the Rock, but instead of the Rock, we call him like the Bum. Or like instead of like Stone Cold Steve Austin, we have like Cold Stone Steve Austin. We was doing shit like that. And there used to be this one wrestler back in the day named Gangrel, right? And when he used to wrestle, he used to always come up through this like whole like thing of fire. Like you come up through this like pit of fire. So one of my boys, he was gonna be like the Gangrel version. Like everybody had somebody that was like mimicking. He was supposed to be mimicking Gangrel. That was like the thing. So we needed to find a way to make fire, and we used to all hang out at this playground because playground was kind of like our playground slash football field. It was like a lot of grass, but none of the playground equipment you can really get on. It was old wood, and it got to the point where like swinging on the swings, them shits would like literally fall off. So they had actually like quarantined like the playground area off. You couldn't actually get on the shit. So we was coming up for this big event. Like I said, we was gonna do like this little like fake WrestleMania type of situation. So everybody would come out, do their little intro, fireworks, all that, all the good shit. So my boy was like, yo, I gotta make a fire, but I want it to be a big fire because I gotta rise up through it. So a bunch of 10, you know, the 14-year-olds, we thinking, we like, yo, we know how to make fire. We'll get some hay, you know, like how they get like in landscaping, they get the straw and they put it all around the bush and stuff to keep moisture there. We went around the whole apartment complex grabbing this shit. I mean, we had bales of this shit, like bales of hay, and we got it all set up. But then we started thinking like, all right, well, we can get a lighter, like somebody mom smoke, we can get a lighter, that ain't no issue. But we don't know if it's gonna be flammable enough. So one of my homies was like, yo, why don't we go get some lighter fluid, and then we just lace it with lighter fluid, and then it'll spark right up. We like, all right, yo, that sounds like a good idea. So you got about 10, 20 kids going to the back of everybody's back porches stealing lighter fluid. So we got like all this lighter fluid. We got like easily like at least no shit like 8 bottles of like lighter fluid. So we sitting there and we spray all the hay, like we douse it. So everybody coming out, everybody doing their intros. And my boy Ant is in the middle of this big ass circle of hay in the middle of the playground. We done made this big ass, I mean, literally the hay is like a foot up in the fucking sky in all directions. That's how much hay we put, because he wanted to really like hop out. He was like, yo, I'm gonna hop out. Maybe not a foot, maybe half a foot, but shit was high as fuck. And it's like a hot ass summer day, and we all in our zone. We got our outfits on, we feeling it. So my boy Ant get down, he kneeled down in the middle of this shit. And one of my other boys, he come over and he light it. When I say he lit that shit was like, if you ever been to Six Flags and seen them do like they pyrotechnics and you've been so close you can feel the heat, he lit that shit. And when he did, yo, the fucking flames probably went up easily, like a good 5-6 feet easily. Them just shot up. And he in the middle just screaming like, ah, ah. And we like, oh shit. And like most kids would do, right? Like motherfuckers just started running. And like Anthony was actually my friend, so I didn't want to leave him stuck in the middle of no fire. But like the kid in me that knew he was gonna get his ass whipped by his mom was like, yo, this is a fucked up situation. I don't know I can handle this. So Long story short, the fire's going off, man. Everybody's bugging. Like, some people staying, some people running. I'm like, yo, hey, you gotta jump out. You gotta jump out. Because I ain't going in there. He my boy, but I ain't going in there. Like, I'm not going to die. Like, fuck that. So finally, my boy Ant, he jumped through the flame. He get burnt up too. He ain't get like 3rd-degree burn, but he got burned. He probably got like at least 2nd-degree burn. So he get out, his shirt on fire. I'm like, yo, roll in the grass, roll in the grass. So he rolling in the grass, get him up. I'm like, yo, we gotta get out of here. Because at this point, like, everybody in the apartments is looking out the window. Like, all these people are like coming out on their decks and stuff, they looking. So we scatter, like, we take the fuck off. So we run back to my apartment because it was closest to the park. And we going through the back door. So when we going through the back, what end up happening is we sitting in there. I'm like, yo, you know, calm down. We trying to calm ourselves down. We just watching the fire like just spread, like all the grass. It was like a wooden fence over there in that whole area, like all that shit's catching on fire. And fire department showing up, they trying to put it out. So finally, when all the attention is kind of on the fire, my boy Ann, I'm like, yo, you gotta sneak out the back. So he sneak out the back. He go to the house. The next day, the woman from the rent office, yo, she's going ham. She already hated me because there would always be some shit going on, and she would always feel like I had something to do with it, but she could never like tie me to the situation. So that shit used to piss her off. She stayed trying to evict us and shit. So we outside, we playing this shit, and she wrapped everybody up. She come grab everybody, snatches all up. She's like, yo, I need y'all to the rent office. I need everybody to the rent office. She's like grabbing all these kids. Like, this bitch got the authority to come grab a bunch of kids, but that's what she was doing because we kids, we just like, okay, I guess we gotta go. So we in there, it's like some unusual suspect shit. It's like, it's easily like 15, 20 kids in there. We all like kind of lined up in this line, and she trying to break people. She got like a little whiteboard. She was like, yeah, I heard that you had a, you know, a blue shirt on. I heard you had this on. Like, she going through, she figuring out everything that happened. Oh yeah, we got camera footage. Even though we all knew they ain't have no fucking cameras. She's like, yeah, we got cameras footage, so you might as well admit now. You know, she trying to play us. So we like, all right, cool, whatever. So everybody sitting there and they talking. And mind you, the whole playground is gone. Like, the swings, all that shit. We burnt, that shit is burnt to the ground. That shit just black, it's dirt now. So I'm in there, and I'm thinking, like, how the fuck I'm gonna get out of here? Because she keep eyeing me. She knows something's up, so she's eyeing me, right? And so I looked at her with the straightest kid face I can give her, and I looked. I was like, man, I don't even know what you talking about, man. My mom said I couldn't leave the house yesterday. I was like, and you ain't the police? So I'm out, and I just walked the fuck out. And then she like came to my house like later that evening, was like knocking on the door trying to talk to my mom and stuff. So she talked to my mom. My mom already kind of didn't like her. So she banging on the door. My mom comes to the door like, yo, what's the issue? And she's like, yeah, your son was involved in that fire down there, blah, blah, blah. My mom basically was like, yo, I told my son he couldn't leave the house yesterday, and he did, I would have beat his ass. So she looked at me, I looked at her, and then the chick left basically. And then after the fact, she did come to me like, yo, was you involved with it? And of course I lied and was like, nah, mom, I ain't had nothing to do with it. But yeah, that's basically a story of when I me and my friends burnt down the park playground. It sounds real fucked up, but man, we weren't trying to do it. We was just dumbass kids. Think we was having fun. Luckily, nobody got hurt other than my boy who got burnt. And eventually he did get caught up in the shit, and they kicked him out the apartments, but he ain't snitch on nobody, so you know it's all good. But yo, I'm trying to do more of these. I got some crazy ass stories. I ain't even know how raw I wanted to start some of this shit off with, so I felt like this one was kind of a little bit more lighthearted and whatnot. But like I said, second Saturday stories is gonna be happening every second Saturday, and I'll catch up with y'all later. Peace.